I have good news for all Ghanaians. Did you know that Ghana has fully transitioned to issuing advanced chip embedded passports? This is marking a significant upgrade from the previous biometric versions. This process is managed through an online platform with in person steps for verification and biometrics at designated passport application centers. Now, the application process is designed to be efficient and secure, but it requires careful preparations of documents and adherence to steps to avoid delays. In this video, I will cover everything from the costs, detailed steps, payments, timelines, and comparisons between the new and old passport. Now, note that processes may vary slightly for applicants abroad versus those in Ghana, but the core elements remain similar. So let's get right into it. Before we move on to the procedure and every other thing I mentioned, let's understand the cost for the online forms. So, the cost for the standard passport application is still 500 cedis, although government has promised a reduction to 350 Ghana cedis. The reduction has not yet been made. It's a promised reduction, okay? So the reduction was actually part of a broader passport reform, right? And it included the introduction of the chip embedded passport, and it was approved by the cabinet with parliamentary backing finalized by mid 2025. But specifically with the reduction of the fees, it has not yet been made. The application processes come in two forms. We have the standard application and the expedited application. So let me explain it. If the standard application is going to take like 5 months, then the expedited application will take around, say, a month. So I'm just trying to say that the expedited application often involves a faster application processing as compared to the standard application. So I hope you get that distinction clearly. Now, the booklets also come in two forms. We have the 32-page booklet and the 48-page booklet. The 48 pages is definitely going to contain more pages as compared to the 32-page booklet. So then, we have the standard application for the 32-page booklet and the standard application for the 48-page booklet. And also, there's the expedited application for the 32-page booklet and expedited application for the 48-page booklet. So it all depends on the one you can afford. So let's go into the cost. The standard application for the 32-page booklet is 500 Ghana cedis, although government has promised a reduction to 350 Ghana cedis. But as it stands now, if you go on the page, the price you will get is 500 Ghana cedis. There's also the standard application 48-page booklet, that's 644 Ghana cedis, and it will be reduced to 450. That is what we've been promised. We also have the expedited application 32-page booklet, that is 500 Ghana cedis, as you can see on your screen. And there's the expedited application 48-page booklet, that's 600 Ghana cedis. Now, what if you want to replace your lost passport, damaged or stolen passport? Yes, you can actually do that on this very platform. And the cost ranges from 500 Ghana cedis to 700 Ghana cedis, plus affidavits and police reports. So if you also want premium or fast track services, then you would have to pay an additional of 100 Ghana cedis to 200 Ghana cedis for queue skipping or express handling. For Ghanaians abroad, fees are typically in USD or local equivalents. So example, $130 might be paid for standard renewal in the US with extras for 48 pages. These include consular processing fees. Note that children under 15 and seniors may qualify for discounts, but this isn't standard. The reduction is slated for full enforcement post-Parliament approval. So after Parliament approves the reduction, then we're going to see that the cost will reduce on the page as well. But as I said, if you go on the page right now, the prices I mentioned is what you're going to see. So now let's do the step-by-step application process. So by using the link in our description box, you will just appear on this page. Now, this page cuts a lot of processes away, like having to search for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Government, Ghana, and all that, right? This leads you directly to the registration page. So kindly check the description box to access the link. So, when you access the link, if you've already created an account with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Ghana government, then you can just put in your phone number and then you enter your password and sign in. However, if you do not have an account, you can create a new one by clicking here. So I'm going to begin as someone who doesn't have an account and I'm trying my best to create a new one. So what do you do then? You click on that, and when you click on that, you come to the sign up page where you can do all the sign up you have to do by first of all putting in your phone number, your email, which is optional, your first name, your last name, your password, and then you confirm your password. So I'm not going to show you my details, just pay attention to what I'm telling you, do just that, and you would have yourself registered. Afterwards, you see, now you've been redirected to the sign in page. Now you have to enter your password, so you receive a one-time password, right? So this is the password you used for the registration. So I'm going to put it here. So yeah, click there, sign in, and your one-time password will be given via email, right? Phone number and email. So I'm going to check my SMS and then I'll put my one-time password there. Proceed with the application. We want to start application, right? So how do we start the application? You just click here. Now, once you click there, if you are submitting on an application on behalf of someone else, you have to provide their information instead of yours. So, do you want to get a new passport? Do you want to renew the passport? Do you want to replace a missing or damaged passport? Then you actually click the one that applies. So, I want to get a new passport. I click here, I get a new passport. Are you applying on behalf of someone? So if you're doing that, then you click the one which applies, but I am applying on behalf of myself. So you click there and then you click on continue. And yes, the application is created successfully. Now, this is the category of things you'd have to put in here. First, you'd have to begin with your personal information, then evidence of citizenship, documents, guarantors, and witnesses. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start with the first information, which is my personal information. Sorry about that, which is my personal information. So it would include, I put a passport sized photograph here, then my telephone number, then my email, then title, then my title, I can change it, right? Then other names, maiden names. So if the name has changed by affidavit or gazette publication, then I provide my previous name. Date of birth, color of eyes, color of hair, visible peculiarities, gender, citizen or town of birth, country of residence. Now wait, the city or town of birth must relate with the one on your birth set. Your country of birth too must relate with the one on your birth set. Your date of birth too must be the one on your birth set, right? That is very, very important. Then your zip or postcode. Guys, I am pinning a video here. If you want to check how to access your zip or postcode, you can check it and then you put it in there. But there's no asterisk there, so I'd assume it can be skipped. So your city or town of residence, your suburb, house number and street, digital address code, postal address, height in meters and centimeters. You can check the one on your Ghana card, but if you've done a recent one, you can put it there. Your nationality, marital status, current profession. If you're a student, you put it there. Previous profession. If you don't have any previous profession, you can leave it. National ID or card number, it's important you put it there. Social security number, you put it there. Voters ID card number, you put it there. Current last educational institution attended, you put it there. Address, form, from whatever to whatever, and then you edit the initial information if you want to. Then you continue. So when you click continue, if you haven't filled the things in there, you would not be able to move to the next page. But let me see, just for see. So I have to put in peculiar things there and then I'm good to go, right? So let me just do that so that we can move on to the next. So your progress will be tracked with this bar. Let's get into it. What then you move to the evidence of citizenship, where you put the name of your father. So the surname of your father, the first name of your father, the nationality of your father. Then if your father is alive, you tap on yes. If he's not, you click on no. The residential address of your father, and if they're deceased, you provide their last known address, then their hometown. Then for your mother too, you do same for her. Provide a surname, first name, nationality, and you indicate whether she is alive or not. Then the residential address, that's her residential address, the hometown as well. Then you just choose one grandparent. You write the surname, the first name, the nationality, and whether your grandparent is alive, then the residential address. So you use your address. So if you're using your address, you click here and then, your address comes again. Then the hometown, you put it there. So dual citizenship. Do you have any do you have dual citizenship? So yes or no, you click and then you continue. So when you continue, in the next part you'll be going to is the documents that you'd have to provide. So you choose the document you're attaching to the application form. So if it's birth cert, you click birth cert, naturalization card, national ID, dual, what. It all depends on the one that you are actually uploading onto the platform. So you select one of the documents and provide the details. So you select, it will come here. Probably you want to use your Ghana card. So the document number, you put it there, date of issue, you put it there, place of issue, you put it there, and then you are done with the documents. And then you put in the guarantors. Right. So if you have any two living relatives who will act as guarantors and to be contacted in case of emergency, you put it there. So the guarantors, you did need their full name, residential address, postal address, telephone number, occupation, email. Guarantor two, you also put their full name, residential address, postal address, telephone, occupation, and email. Then the last thing is the witness. Okay, so the witness, you have to put your full name there, the occupation there, position, business address, residential address, telephone, business telephone number, residential telephone number. For the occupation of the witness, there are specific occupations that are allowed over here. So let's just look at something. The person should be a prominent person, okay? So we have senior clergyman or woman, commissioned officer of the armed forces, that's captain and above, senior police officer, that's chief inspector and above, senior migrant officer, that's superintendent and above, senior prisons officer, superintendent and above, senior customs officer, superintendent and above, senior fire officer, assistant chief fire and above, senior civil public servant, principal executive office and above, registered medical practitioner, solicitor or barrister, head of recognized educational institution, other recognized professionals registered with their respective regulatory bodies. So the person must be of high standing in terms of their occupation when it comes to the witness. So you put the information, then you're good to go. And then you check the summary. So yes, right after you check the form, you make sure that every single detail you have put in the form is legit, is perfect. Because once you submit, you won't be able to make any changes whatsoever. So after that, you then submit the form and schedule an appointment. It's very easy to do that. I am not allowed to go to that page because I couldn't provide certain information for that. So just take this from me. So after filling, review, and submitting the form electronically, you will then be prompted to pay the fee to proceed. So once paid, you print the application summary and book an appointment slot at a nearby PAC, that's Passport Application Center. Okay, so that's the Passport Application Center. That could be in Accra, Kumasi, or Tamale. And then it could also be a consulate abroad. Afterwards, you make payments. So the payment comes after filling the form, but before final submission and appointment booking. So some of the methods of payments include
online via the portal. So you can use credit, debit card, mobile money like MTN Momo, Vodafone Cash or Airtel Tigo Money, and then bank deposit at designated banks like GCB Bank, Echo Bank. For abroad, Alipay, bank cards, or consulate specific methods. So no cash or postal transfers in some cases is allowed. So you then upload the payments receipt to the portal. No refunds for incomplete applications. So you have to attend biometrics and verification at the passport application center or consulate. And on your appointment day, listen to this attentively. Bring the originals of all uploaded documents, the printed summary, and the payment of proof at the center. It's very important that you also send along your Ghana card. And if you're a student, please send your student's card along. So if you used your birth cert in the registration, carry it with you. We can put it in a clear bag, can put it in a brown paper bag. Just make sure that brown envelope, So just make sure that you have every single thing you used in the application with you, including the summary. It's key. Without the summary, you would actually go back home and bring the summary before the workers over there would even touch your paper. Okay, so just make sure that you have your passport. You have your the summary with you, the printed summary with you. If you're a student, have your card with you, have your student card with you. You can also have your ID card, identification cards. For whichever purpose, if you uploaded if you used or uploaded the Ghana card or voter's ID card, you'd actually be asked to present a back and front picture of your Ghana card. So that would mean you actually scan and print. So you can send that. You should send that along with you. Yes. So then you attend the biometrics and verification at the PAC. And as I said, on your appointment day, once again, you bring originals of all uploaded documents, the printed summary and payment proof at the center. Now, the documents will be verified there. Your biometrics will be captured. That includes your photo, fingerprints, and iris scan in some cases. And then the interview, if needed, would also take place. The interview isn't, when sometimes you think about interview, right? People start to shake, they start to shiver. Well, the interview for your passport is just to confirm what's in your write-up so that there are no mistakes. So you could go and then they will ask you once again that, where do you come from? And you say, I come from Akwemufi. Where were you born? I was born here. So, you can do all that. The interview will take place at the PAC. So you can send yourself there after you are done with the entire application. Now, another thing too is that there will be processing and collection, right? So after submission, the application goes for printing and quality checks. So you receive an SMS or email update, right? Or better still, you would be given a particular letter or paper with the dates you are to return. Okay, so when you return, you go check if your passport is ready, and if it's ready, you pick it up. Mind you, the expedited passports, usually the processing is faster as compared to the standard passport. That's it. So you receive an SMS or email update, and then you collect the passport at the same PAC with your receipt and ID. So you bring your receipt, then you bring your ID along with you, okay? And then there will be no mailing for local applicants. Abroad options vary. Yeah. So for renewals, the process is similar, but skip some proofs if your old passport is valid. Expedited options shorten wait time but cost more. So when will you get your passport? After filling the online form, submitting documents, and completing biometrics at a PAC, standard processing is about 4 to 8 weeks. And that's about 1 to 2 months, depending on the volume. And then the expedited processing is around 1 to 3 weeks. These are estimates, so there may be delays which occur due to high demand, holidays, or verification issues. as of 2025, the new system aims for faster turnaround with digital reforms. Track status via the portal or SMS. For abroad, there's a shipping time of 2 to 4 weeks extra. So I'm going to compare some new features in the current passport to the old one. So Ghana stopped issuing the old biometric passports in April 2025, transitioning fully to chip embedded e-passports. So these are the key differences. Security enhancements. So new passport has over 100 overt and covert features, included nanotechnology, micro RFID chips, and embedded microchips storing biometric data, photo, and fingerprints. These are the major biometric data. The old one has basic biometrics, but was easier to forge. So yes, there are lots of security enhancements with this new passport. There's durability and technology. The chip makes it ICAO compliant for e-gates at airports. Old lacks advanced RFID. So the RFID is radio frequency identification. So it's actually a technology that uses radio waves to identify, track, and manage objects, people, or animals. So all you're trying to say is the new passport has a very good RFID as compared to the old passport, and thus it makes the new passport very good for the e-gates. You remember the e-gates? I don't want to talk much about it, but yeah, you can do more research on that as well. Fraud resistance, this is actually harder to tamper with due to electronic verification, and the old relied more on visual checks. The validity and design, same 5 to 10 year validity, but new has updated holograms and UV reactive inks. So when you check it, you'd see some beautiful stuff in there. Now, for the transition, existing valid old passports remain usable until expiry. So there's no mandatory replacement. So if you are thinking, okay, so I had the old passport, uh, do I have to go and do a new passport? No, you don't have to, unless of course it has been expired. So if it's expired and then you want to do the new one, then you just go and do it. Okay. So new system allows fully online applications with faster backend checks. So yeah, we weren't able to go through the entire application form, but you'd understand that things have really been updated as compared to the old one. So the upgrade actually improves global acceptance and reduces identity theft risks. So there are some additional notes on the process. Okay, so incomplete documents cause 70% of delays. Double check uploads so you avoid middlemen to prevent scams. So as you see, quite a number of people posting that they can help you do your passport. You don't need to go to the office. Guess what? The process is a hybrid process. As I said from the beginning, you have to do part online, you have to do part physically, because at the end of the day, a passport identifies you, right? So you have to do your biometrics, get your picture done, and all that. You can't do that at the comfort of your home. So part of it is done online. And that's the part that most people try to do for you and take as high as sometimes 100 Ghana cedis, 200 Ghana cedis just for filling application online forms for you, which I don't think is fair. So you sit in the comfort of your home, you get everything done. And then when the appointment date is up, you go to the place, do what you're supposed to do. Saves time, saves money, saves energy. So yeah, don't be a victim to middlemen who are scammers. By the way, not all middlemen are scammers. Anyways, for minors or disabled, there are special forms, and the guardians are the ones to apply as well. So, abroad application, you can use consulate portals, biometrics at the embassy. Updates and reforms. So, for the 2025 reforms, it includes nationwide PAC expansion and digital tracking for transparency. Okay, so you can track how far the processing is going and all that. It's very convenient. So yeah, there's a lot to know about this, but I think I've covered the most important aspects for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. I'll be very glad to answer each and every question within 24 hours. The longest it will take is like 48 hours. Yeah, but hey, thank you guys once again. Hope to see you in the next video. Tata, bye.